welcome to episode number 10 of the Soggy Kookaburra podcast. Happy New Year to you all. It is Sunday, the 6th of January 2019, and I can't quite believe that we're into 2019 now, but there we are. If you're a first-time viewer, welcome aboard the crafty train, and if you're a returning viewer, thank you so much for coming back and watching me ramble on. My name is Kathy. I'm coming to you from a small town in North Wales where I live with my husband, our teenage son, and our two cats, Pickle and Puka. Puka is up there, as per usual, and Pickle, currently, I don't know whether you can see him, sitting by the computer there. So you'll probably see them moving about throughout the video, so hopefully it won't be too distracting. Anyway, I hope you had a fantastic Christmas or festive break or whatever you did over midwinter. I certainly did. I got very spoiled, and I'll show you some of those spoils a bit later in the program. Let's see. If you want to find me on the interwebs, I'm on Ravelry as Soggy Kookaburra. We have a forum group. It's quiet but lovely. So feel free to pop along there if you can, if you want to go and find us. And I'm also on Instagram as Soggy Kookaburra. So by all means, search me out, send me a message. I love to hear from you. If you enjoy this video, please feel free to subscribe and tick the little bell icon just down below, and that way you'll get a notification when I upload a video. It's usually about once a month, usually the first Sunday in the month when I'm organised. Anyway, so I have my coffee in a Mr. Grumpy mug because I stole it from my husband. And I have all my stuff ready to show you. So let's crack on. First up, please let me show you this beautiful shrug that I am wearing. This was a Christmas gift from my very, very dear friend Emma, who made it for me. It's absolutely super cozy. You can see, and the colour is just me all over, and a lovely little shawl pin that her neighbour made from timber or from wood of some type. I'm not sure what type of wood. I'm actually going to take it off because it's so warm. It's lovely and cosy, and it's squishy, and I've actually worn it quite a few times. So she absolutely got it on point with that. I just love it. It's definitely one of my wardrobe staples for this time of year. You'll have to forgive my hair as well today. It's a bit insane. I don't quite know what's going on with it, but that's okay. We'll just carry on with the knitting. Knitting doesn't care what my hair looks like. So, finished objects. Well, considering it was the run up to Christmas and then all of the Christmas and whatnot, unsurprisingly, I had 9 days off work, which was really lovely, which meant I started a lot of things, didn't necessarily finish a lot of things. I have 2 finished objects. First one, I can't tell you how I've worn these now, but sparkly rainbow socks. Aren't they beautiful? I was just absolutely loving making these. I've got 2. I've just got one on the blocker. I mean, they don't match. Well, they kind of match, but it doesn't matter. Absolutely love these. Really, really pleased with how they came out. They are, let's have a look. I can't even remember what the wool is, what the yarn is. Opal Socken Wool, I think. I'll have referenced it in previous videos anyway. But it's sparkly, and it's rainbow, and I reckon I only used about half of the 100-gram ball, so I can totally get another pair of maybe shorter socks, or socks with contrasting heels and toes, out of this sparkly, lovely yarn. So I have started wearing these already. I couldn't wait, because I finished them just before Christmas. So yeah, really pleased with them anyway. So they've gone into my box of socks. I now actually have a box for my box of socks, which is great. So yeah, that's my first finished object, and they are just a plain vanilla sock pattern. Absolutely nothing fancy, because I really didn't want to detract from this funky yarn. So yeah, there we go. Very pleased with those. Those are going to go back in my sock box. The other finished object I mentioned last episode, excuse me. I mentioned last episode that I wanted to make some soap cozies out of cotton yarn. I found a good pattern, and I made a whole bunch of them for Christmas presents. I've kept one to one side so you can see. So it's made out of Lion brand kitchen cotton. This is the grape colorway, which I think is number 147. And the reason I really liked this pattern is it's not a drawstring. It's like got a loop and then like a little hole for the loop to go into, which means it is absolutely ideal for hanging in the shower. I've made one for our shower. This is just a spare that I kept a hold of. Really simple to make up, really quite effective. I can't even remember what soap. I think I've got an Imperial Leather soap in this one, but it fits all soaps. I haven't come across a bar of soap that it doesn't fit yet. And I tell you what, having used one now, absolutely love it. Not only does it mean that my soap doesn't end up in a squishy pile in the bottom of the shower recess, but it dries out in between showers, which means that it's, you know, not drippy and gross. And it also seems to make it last a lot longer. And this is a great exfoliating tool because it's slightly textured. Just give it a good rub and it's a great little exfoliating tool. So I'm massively pleased with this. Might be quite a nice little thing to just make a bunch of as gifts or, you know, for a school fete or something like that. Anyway, I will link the pattern down below. It is the Spa Soap Coat by Ellen Bloom, and it is a free pattern on Ravelry. So have a looky-see. I did modify it slightly, but that's just because I wanted it to be a bit more snug around the soap. But it doesn't make it difficult to get the soap in and out. It's just fine. Anyway, sorry about the crinkling. But there you go. So that's my second finished object. I have got a half-finished object. Now this half-finished object is going to sit and languish probably until winter next winter, so probably around October time this year, because I have finished one of my Christmas socks. So I obviously didn't get the pair complete for Christmas. Hey ho. Really pleased with it. This is West Yorkshire Spinners candy cane colorway with cayenne pepper for the toes, heels and cuffs. It is a vanilla latte pattern. So it's really pretty. I'm really pleased with how it's come out. It fits really well, but I'm just not in the mood to knit Christmas socks right now because Christmas has come and gone now. So they are living quite comfortably in my polka dot bag with all the yarn and everything, and they're just going to stay there, I think, until I fancy picking them up again. It does no harm to have a little Christmas sock half done, so I will definitely have a pair by next Christmas. New Year's resolution? Knit a sock before Christmas. It's silly. I don't like being told what to do, even if I'm the one telling me what to do. Anywho, in terms of other works in progress and projects I've started. So if you were paying attention over December, you'll have noticed I did a couple of random vlogmases. One of those was my trip down to South Wales with work, where I got a lot of knitting done. Now, sadly, after I got back from South Wales and I looked at what I'd knitted, and I was knitting with this yarn here, which is, can't remember what the yarn is. It is Heart and Soul. Yeah, Heart and Soul, shade 0103. It's basically, it's a striped yarn, self-striping yarn. Anyway, I got back, and what I had been doing was every time the colour changed for a stripe, I was doing a row of purl. And it looked interesting, but I wasn't really happy with it. So I frogged it all. I'd almost, well, I just started the heel and I decided, no, I'm not happy with this. I'm not enjoying working on it because I don't like the way it looks. So I frogged it. So I've started again trying something else. There's nothing like a bit of trial and error. I'm going to say I'm not loving this yarn. It's splitty and it's got little like bits of it that go so thin you almost can't knit with it. It's just not great quality yarn, which I suppose is reflected in the price. It wasn't expensive yarn. Anyway, so I've started again, standard 30 rows of a 2x2 rib, and then I thought I'd try doing like a single rib, so it's basically a knit one, purl one every time I do a colour change. And you know what, I don't love that either, but I can't be bothered frogging it out. So what I'm going to do is just continue to knit in plain knitting now from this. So the next sock that I do, the pair, I will just do 2 colours of the 1x1 rib line and then the rest just plain. Yeah, it's a real shame because I love the colours and I really like the way the stripes work up. I think I was just trying to do something quite creative with it, and it's not really worked. I was inspired a little bit by Amy at Stranded. She was knitting a pair of self-striping Christmas socks, and I don't know what she was doing. I thought she was doing a 1x1 rib row at each colour change, and it looked really pretty. I don't know, now I'm going to have to go back and look, because I'm not going to, either that or I'm just doing it completely wrong. That could be a thing as well. So yeah, they're kind of languishing. I'm really not inspired by them. I will get re-inspired by them. I'm not going to cast on any more socks, she says, until they're a bit more complete. But we shall see. So yeah, they're just gonna sit. They're in a little stripy bag, and they're just gonna sit until I feel like I'm ready to crack on with those. Because I was so disillusioned with those socks, I cast on a second pair of socks. Now this yarn, this is also part of my incoming, because my darling husband bought me some opal soccer wool. Now this yarn seems to be much better quality, which makes me wonder whether I just maybe got a bad... Oh no, that was Heart and Soul that was the not good one. This is open sock and wool, which I have used before, and I'm quite happy with it. And it is colourway... I don't know. Either 9617 or 1992. Anyway. And it is the most fantastic colours. My husband knows me very well. It's self-patterning, self-striping. So cool. Anyway, so I started just, again, a vanilla sock. I really like the vanilla socks. And you can see so far, I like how it's coming out. So it's 30 rows of a 2x2 rib, and then I've just started on the knitting part there. And I'm really, it's like micro striping. Probably see a bit better there. So I say micro striping because it's quite thin stripes. I really like it. I like the colours, it makes me happy. Rainbow shop yarn. So yeah, so I'm actually enjoying working on them. So they're going to probably get a bit more love than the blue stripy ones, and they are living in my little gold and white project bag. So yeah, they're my 2 socks on the go, and shock horror, right? So I've always stuck to little things: socks, mittens, hats, stuff like that. Anyway, one of my favourite YouTubers and all-around crafty guru, a lovely lady called Tina, who is Simply in Stitches on Ravelry and Instagram and YouTube. Anyway, Tina, she taught me how to knit socks, which was the whole point of me learning to knit, was to knit socks. And I used her tutorial for 9-inch circulars and absolutely loved the tutorial. Anywho, she has started another tutorial, and this time it's to knit a sweater. So I've bitten the bullet and I have decided I am going to knit a sweater. Scary, scary. So let me tell you about the pattern. The pattern is Drop's design pattern called Winter Wine. Let me just dig out, I've got too much stuff here, dig out the pattern because I think there's a picture of it somewhere. It's a free pattern. That's the sweater. It's a top-down raglan sleeve sweater. It's free on Ravelry. It's also free, I think, on the Drops website. And I'm knitting it out of the recommended yarn because I thought for my first one, do you know what? I don't want to start calculating different yarn types. So I did an order from the Wool Warehouse, and this is the beautiful yarn. It's Drops Air. This is the peacock colourway. Isn't it gorgeous? So the content of this one is 65% baby alpaca, 28% polyamide and 7% wool. And what that means, and it's a medium thick blow yarn. And what I think that really means is it is super, super soft, super squishy. So this is only a 50-gram ball, but you get quite a lot of meterage. I wonder if it actually says. 50-gram ball, 150 meters, which is a lot. You know, for 50 grams, that's a lot of meterage. So I got 11 balls of this gorgeous yarn. And I have to say, I love it. It is so soft. I did a gauge swatch, which I have never done before, but figured I probably should because socks either fit you or they don't. Sweaters maybe needs to be a little bit more, just sizing is more important, I think. So that's my gauge swatch, which was in the round, which I've never done a gauge swatch in the round. And I found out that my knitting must be fairly standard gauge, which is nice. And what I did was actually, it's got bits of cotton on it. With this, is after I'd knit it and measured it and all that sort of stuff, I actually just popped it in my shirt for a couple of hours just to make sure it wasn't going to irritate my skin. And to be fair, not a problem. Not a problem. So I suppose I'd better show you where I'm up to with this gorgeous sweater of blueness. Bit of a step out of my comfort zone in terms of colour, actually, because as you know, I do tend to, for clothing anyway, prefer dark colours, but this is just, I couldn't resist it. It's beautiful. Anyway, so you can't really tell, sadly, because it's on circular needles, but I've done the collar and the top of the raglan sleeves. And yeah, it's all coming together very nicely indeed. You really can't tell, but I think it's going to be beautiful. I've just got probably another 2 rows, and then I've got to separate out these sleeves, which is number 6 in the tutorial numbers, I think. So absolutely chuffed to bits. Loving it. Absolutely loving it. It's not as tricky as I thought it was going to be. Like anything, I suppose, if you break it down into enough small steps, each step is not too much on its own to get your head round. So with that, I may have enabled my friend Emma, and she has bought the yarn and the needles for it as well. And we're doing a bit of a sweater along together. So hers is in like a really pretty moss green. It's really nice. So yeah, thank you very much to Tina at Simply in Stitches. I highly recommend her if you are looking to try something new, looking to, you know, she's got quite a few little tutorial videos. She's just really lovely to listen to, you know, really encouraging, and yeah, there's no pretense, there's no, you know, she's not condescending. She does a really cracking job anyway. So that is all my works in progress, I think. Yes. And I suppose I really need to show off how spoiled I was over Christmas. So you've already seen the yarn that Stuart, my husband, got me. My lovely friend Emma came over, and she brought with her rather, a bag from Joann's full of yarn. So let me show you what we've got. We've got this one, which is another opal self-patterning yarn, which is lovely. I'm looking forward to trying that one out. And we've got some more Patterns Croy sock yarn. So again, it's a self-striping patterning yarn in very masculine colours, which is quite nice because Stu just loves his socks that I make him. So when I'm feeling up to knitting an enormous pair of size 12 socks again, yarn, really nice actually. I've got, Emma brought over some black and grey Patterns Croy as well, and I haven't used it yet, so I don't know what it's like to knit with, but it feels nice, and it's 75% wool and 25% nylon, so you know it's a fairly standard sock yarn, I think, but it's nice and squishy. So that one. And then this is sock free. It's not sock free. It's wool free yarn, and it's super soft. It looks like it's acrylic, 85% acrylic, 15% nylon. It would be suitable for socks. I'm not sure whether I'm going to use it for socks. I think it's such a lovely grey colour, and I've got a bit of a thing about grey at the moment. I actually might they've got a picture of a shawl on it. I might do something like that with it, but it's lovely. And she also got me in the same brand, like a neutral colour. And I really like those two together. Really like those two together. So I'm not sure what I'm going to do. These are wool-like Simile Lane Estilio Lana. So there you go. Lovely anyway. Super smooth. Super, super smooth. And another ball of funky, this is a crazy Zauber ball or Zuba ball from Chopel. Yeah. I've not seen these before, but it looks really cool. It's made in Germany. This is color number 2250. It's 75% superwash wool, 25% polyamide nylon. So, yeah, it's 420 meters for a 100-gram ball. Yeah, can't wait to see how this knits up. These are going to be socks, for sure, because I love these colors. They're kind of earthy and autumnal and yummy. I like it. I like it a lot. And I've never ever seen this yarn before, so it's going to be a real adventure trying that one out. And then we've got, I don't know where the tag is for that. There it is. So this Doan Roving Yarns, hand-painted yarn, Maine made, Twin Tootsies, Juniper Berries. This is Christmas yarn, technically. That's the tag. And the idea is, you can see, that you knit 2 identical socks at the same time using the 2 ends provided. So this is the yarn. 2 lovely little cakes in, like, I'm not exactly sure what the colours are, but I can see that they've got variations. There's some green in there, and I think there's some like burgundy. Anyway, yeah, so I don't necessarily think they'll be Christmas socks, but 2 at a, well, I'm not going to do, I might do 2 at a time actually, but on 2 separate circular needles. There's a thought. But yeah, really cool. Matching. So very exciting. And then last but not least, this is not sock yarn. This is something a bit different. Pickle, what are you doing? Don't know whether you can see he's... You want to go in the bag? Hmm? No. Okay. Sorry, distracted by cats. This is not sock yarn. This is... Oh, wow. Really awesome. Look at this. Ooh, it's sparkly. It's like a hypnosis thing. You are feeling sleepy. I'm not feeling sleepy. I want to knit this. It's a shawl in a cake, a pastel mandala, and that shows what the colour works up like. And it is 150 grams, 440 meters, 61% cotton, 34% acrylic, and 5% other fibre, which could literally be anything. But yeah, really love this. Really love it. Almost too nice to knit with because it's just so pretty and sparkly. And it's all my colours. So she really spoiled me, bless her, and I really appreciate it. So yeah, I've got some lovely yarn to add to my stash. Now I am on a yarn buying ban. I am hoping and planning to go to the US this year in the end of summer, sort of probably September, October time, to visit Emma. And so all my spare funds are going towards the plane ticket and spending money for that. So I am on a yarn buying ban in theory. So we'll see how that goes. But to be honest, I have got now so much yarn, particularly sock yarn and beautiful random yarns like that shawl ball. I do not need more yarn, and I need to be sensible and not buy any more until I have used some up, unless it is for a specific project. And I do give myself that caveat because if I find that I do just love knitting this sweater and it comes out really nice and I'm like, yeah, I want to make another one, yeah, obviously I haven't got the yarn for that, so I'd need to buy yarn. So there is that caveat, but generally I'm not going to buy any more random balls of yarn until I go to the States, which will hopefully happen later this year. Anyway, I think that's pretty much everything. Oh, on the Ravelry group, Sammy Nelson 91 did ask the question about why I started to knit. And I was going to reply, and I thought, you know what, it's easier for me to talk it than to type it. So growing up, my mum always knitted, and my grandma as well, my paternal grandma always knitted. I think I learned to knit very basic, like scarves, coat hanger covers, when I was quite little. And then that was pretty much the extent of my knitting. I had tried it a few times and just never got on with it. And then I picked up crochet and just flew with that. So, you know, like crochet everything for ages and ages and ages, years and years. And then it was October 2017, actually when I was over in the States visiting Emma, and I'd been crocheting socks, and I really, really wanted knitted socks because crochet socks are they're great for bed socks, but they're rubbish to wear in shoes. So I bought a loom, a sock loom. I tried that. It was rubbish. And I thought, there has got to be an easier way. It's probably going to be easier for me to learn to knit than it is for me to use this sock loom. And lo and behold, it was. So I got a ball of yarn, I found Simply in Stitches Tina, and literally learnt to knit so I could knit socks. And that was just over a year ago, and obviously I haven't stopped since. So yeah, that's why I started knitting, was to knit socks, and that I have done. I think I worked out, actually, I think I've knit between 20 and 25 pairs of socks in the past 13 months, 14 months, which I have not obviously kept all of those. Most of them were given away, but you know, hey ho, still good. 20 to 25 pairs of socks is not bad going for just over a year. So there you go, that's why I started knitting. Thank you very much, Sammy Nelson91, for asking that question. If you have a burning question that you would like me to answer, by all means pop over to our Ravelry group. There is a forum thread called Questions. Drop a question in there. I will either answer it on the forum or I will answer it in the podcast like I did today. Anyway, I think that is pretty much it from me. Don't forget, we are still angling for a giveaway when we reach 50 subscribers. So if you're not already subscribed, please, please, please subscribe. The sooner we get to 50, the sooner we can put together some great prize packs and do a bit of a giveaway. Anyway, that is everything from me and my pussycats, who are being surprisingly quiet for a change. And I will see you again in about a month, first Sunday of February. See you later. Bye.